The verdict on Highguard is out, and I don't think a game has ever gone from me being excited from the first 10 minutes of playing it to down the absolute toilet by the end of a 2 to 3 hour session. In my opinion, this game was nowhere near ready for a full release, and I think they made a big mistake by not releasing this as an open beta first, despite them in their trailer saying, oh, like, we tried a bunch of ideas and, it's very experimental, all this stuff. They should have, this game was not ready for launch yet. I think it's just like a 7 out of 10 at best. And I'm going to explain why real quick. But before I get into that, I will say it's very funny that the internet was like dead set on this game being bad before anyone tried it. I think that's also a pretty big problem. Like the game had not been out yet and everyone was so dead set that it was going to be terrible. And it's like, guys, it's a free game. Before you give your opinion, at least get on and try the game. It's not like you're paying for it like some of these other games. It's a free game. Log on and try it. But Highguard does a good job of building a fantasy world, in my opinion. I really love the idea, and I say that as somebody who's a big fan of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. That was the kind of vibes I got from the game. But there's only like 8 champions that you can pick in the game, and the one guy who shouts and screams was cool, but I played like the Ice Wall guy, and the abilities just don't feel that fluid. His ult is super clunky and slow, and it just didn't feel great to use. So, like, the champions themselves, I thought were a bit underwhelming with their abilities. Like, some of them are cool in concept, but, man, the formatting of this game is just really bad, man. Whoever thought 3v3 was good enough to ship straight to a live end consumer in a full release, I think needed to listen to more feedback or try different things first, because there's a large open world that honestly feels pretty cool to navigate. Like, the world of Highguard is actually pretty nice, but there's so much dead space in there, and there's a lot of dead time where, you're out farming for like a minute and a half, where it ends up being it feels like more of an arcade shooter. I just want to be fighting, man. I want to be out shooting people. I want to get in the game and be ready to go. And there's just so much downtime and so much space with the game only being 3v3 that doesn't get filled. That feels like a big waste of time. I really didn't like that. Like, when I'm playing Overwatch or Rivals, for example, there's like 45 seconds to set up where everybody is picking their heroes and all that stuff, right? But, in this game, you're out mining resources for like a minute and a half, and they have this really annoying mechanic where you have to like perfectly time the resource mine. Why? You're not going to be in combat most of this time. Like, just let me mine it without having to like time it and do all this stuff. Like, why are we putting unnecessary skill checks in random places where it just doesn't matter? Like, I thought that was a really annoying mechanic for no reason. But the 3v3 fights, man, like without more than one team against you on the map, it just felt barren. It felt really slow in a game that could have been much more fast-paced. Now, moving past that, the optimization was horrible. I mean, when I was first in the practice rigs, I was like, dang, this looks smooth. Like, the game feels good. I genuinely was really excited to get in the game because its first impression on me was actually nice. Like, the first impression when you're getting into the game, getting into the world, I was like, dang, this feels good. And then you get into a lobby and you actually have to shoot moving targets, and the way people can strafe while shooting you, it just felt so clunky and it lagged so bad. Granted, I need to get a new PC, but what game engine are these people building games on nowadays to where I'm dropping to 90 FPS with a $5,000 computer? Granted, I have an old 3090, and maybe I need to upgrade my specs. But you know what? If games from back in the day could run smooth, why can't these games run smooth on this computer? Like, what happened post-2020 that sent all of these games' optimization down the toilet? What happened, man? I don't understand, man. It's crazy to me. So the gunplay feels a lot like a worse version of Apex Legends, and I already didn't like Apex Legends. Like, at first I liked it, but it feels like my cursor on my screen just isn't smooth at all. And the movement options outside of the horse, I actually kind of liked the mount. That was cool. But, man, like, the rest of it just didn't feel good. It didn't feel like I could track players well. It didn't feel like my game was responsive. And a part of that is because I'm sitting at 90 FPS in the middle of the team fight on a 240 hertz monitor. Like, it's insane. It's absolutely insane that these games continue to get shipped like this. And this is not a knock on Highguard. This is a knock on everybody. Now, I will give the game credit. It is only 20 gigs. At least it wasn't 200 gigs of things that I'd have to uninstall on my computer right after. But, it's just like, I just don't get what the heck happened with that. So it's an unoptimized mess. The format is really, really bad. The art style was actually pretty solid. I liked the art style. The characters outside of the dude that screams and you can charge into things with, I thought were really underwhelming. And what I just don't understand as well is how that was ready for a full launch. I think they really had a presentation issue where that game, it was the first time they presented it. Why is it not getting presented as an open beta? That was an open beta, man. You've got 8 characters. The games don't last very long. They're not very competitive. It's only 3v3. It's quick play only with no ranked. Why is this not getting marketed as an open beta? I think the reception of this game would have been a lot better had they actually marketed it as an open beta. But marketing this as a full release was a massive, massive mistake because this game could have had another year in the oven and still not been done yet for what they could have done. Now, here's what are some of the things that I did like about this game. I like the base mechanic. I think it's pretty cool. I do think there needs to be more bases on the map. Again, and maybe 4 teams, but the engine is so bad and so laggy that I doubt that they could actually fit 12 players on the map without it lagging to Kingdom Come. But that was the answer. That's what they needed to do. They really needed to actually sit down and make that happen. But the base mechanics are cool, man. The way that you can actually knock things down, the fights around the objectives. That was the one part of the game I did like. I didn't like going to get the shield breaker. I didn't like going to get supply drops. The fights when somebody's actually sieging your base were pretty nice. They were pretty cool. I actually liked those fights. That was my favorite part of the game for sure, where they actually do have some potential and some ways where they can salvage the game. But I will say, man, the one thing that Highguard did for me is that it made me want to reinstall the finals again. Because to me, the finals is just an objectively better version in every aspect than Highguard. The gunplay of the finals felt great. The objective of the finals played great. I just haven't played the finals in over a year because the formatting kind of turned me off. But man, I had a lot of fun playing that game. And to me, Highguard is what Highguard wanted to be what the finals is, right? It just made me appreciate the finals and everything that the finals did a lot more with the destructible buildings, the objective rushes. I just think it's a worse version of the finals. I can't name you something that the game excels at. And that really disappointed me, man, because my favorite moments of Highguard was when I was first loading into the game and getting a taste of the atmosphere, getting a taste of the world with magic and guns that they were trying to do. Because I loved it when Wonderlands did that. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands came out and it was the first game to do magic and guns to my liking. And that's where my expectations were. That's where I felt like the game could go that made it solid. But man, honestly, guys, the more I played Highguard, the more excited I was to log off. And that really disappoints me because I'm so tired of hating on games. I want to get on a game and I want to love it, but it just didn't hit. It just didn't hit. And honestly, if you want to go try it, you can. I suspect you'll be underwhelmed. It just doesn't have the sauce right now. It needs another year or so in the oven, and hopefully the developers take that feedback and can get some budget to actually go on and continue to work and improve the game. But the way that it is right now, it certainly was not ready for a full release. It definitely needed way more time in the oven and work to be done on it. And maybe in a year's time, it'll actually be re-released with more stuff. But personally, if I were them, I would take it offline, spend some more time working on it, and then give it another crack as a beta, an open beta, maybe 6 months from now. But this game is not ready for a full release. I don't think it has the sauce quite yet. There's a lot of potential and stuff that they can add to it, but to me, it felt like an arcade knockoff, worse version of Apex Legends, and I already didn't like Apex Legends. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you think Highguard is good? Do you think it's bad? What did you like? What did you not like? But in my opinion, this game is not worth playing right now. If you're looking to get that craving filled, go play the finals. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much. I'll catch y'all later. Take care. Much love. Peace out.